Hey everyone, my name's Troy. I like to read. And today's Wednesday, which means it's new comic book day. I hope everyone has had a nice week since my last video. I've been doing just fine, I guess. Going to school and going to work. But besides that, just chilling, reading some books. Yesterday, I started reading the Blind Man compact comic. Kind of iffy so far. I was not expecting as much misogyny and Israel glaze as it's currently giving me, but I guess I'll finish it through. People say it's a good book, but besides that, it's Wednesday, so we got new books to buy, which means we gotta go to the local comic book shop. But before that, I gotta talk about the books from last week. I'm excited to talk about them because last week I think was the best batch of books I picked up in 1 week since I started buying floppies every week. And we're gonna go into detail right now. Hello everyone, I'm sitting down now, which means it's time to talk about books. I got a big stack last week. I believe only 4 of them was on my pull list, but I got a few extra while I was at the shop. And I'll talk about them in the order in which I read them. Starting off strong. Boom! Absolute Batman number 16. I'll say this off rip. This is probably a top 3 issue of the book so far. This is not the second part of the crossover per se with Bruce and Diana, but it is the second time we've seen them crossover. This is the beautiful double-page spread. Shout out to Nick Dragotta on the artwork. Shout out to Scott Snyder for writing. But essentially, this is about Bruce Wayne in the Absolute Universe trying to find a cure for his good friend Waylon, who has become the Killer Croc after being experimented on in the Arkham Asylum. And he goes to his good buddy Diana, the Princess of Hell, to assist him. They go to look for a cure. And throughout the issue, they just interact some more, find out some more backstories about each other. And Diana, they take a nap, and they go to hell, and they take a nap somewhere. And Diana places coins on Bruce's eyes when he sleeps, and it allows him to go to this dream plane, right? And when he's there, he sees his dad. He gets to talk to his dad for a little bit. It's so beautiful. And Bruce just kind of lets him know what he's been up to since his father's passing. But it gives Bruce a good moment of closure with his father. And I think that's really nice of Miss Diana to do. And besides the nice writing of the issue, there's multiple sequences of beautiful art. I think Nick Dragotta is really good at drawing action sequences. I honestly compare him to Ryan Otley when it comes to it. They know how to draw a fight. But Bruce and Diana fight this Minotaur dude to try and find a cure for Waylon. And overall, it's a nice issue. Another thing I liked about the issue, I'm looking down to get reminders of what happened. Bruce actually talks about his job. A lot of people complain about this Absolute Batman not being that different from mainline Batman because obviously mainline Batman's a billionaire and doesn't have to work per se. But this guy, Absolute Bruce, is not a billionaire. He's only 22. He's a construction worker. And Diana's if we're gonna do this thing and go to hell, it's gonna take a few weeks. And Bruce straight up says I have a job. I can't just go disappear for a few weeks. He literally just did that with dealing with Bane. He can't just do that again. I think it's a nice reminder of how things are different in this world. But they do succeed, and we haven't seen the full success, but they do get the quote-unquote cure to Waylon. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out in the next issue. But overall, it's very nice. Awesome issue. I love these two. I said it once, I'll say it again. I think they have to meet up with Absolute Superman because he's lonely and he needs friends. And I think this week he's getting jumped by the Hawkman, which God help him. Next up, we have Absolute Wonder Woman. Another probably top 3 issue of the series. It starts off with Diana dreaming of meeting Aphrodite when she was a child, and just saying, I'm a big fan of this Aphrodite design. I think it's very tricky to design Aphrodite being the goddess of love or whatever. Like a lot of people, there's a lot of different interpretations of her, but I like this one a lot. I'm a big fan of this issue because there's a lot going on here. Like it starts with the dream of Diana meeting Aphrodite, and then it goes to the Natural History Museum. There's like an opening, I believe, and we see Diana in this very, very nice dress. And she has, it's like, it's seen how popular she is in her city. I believe it's Gateway City. Everyone loves Princess Diana, except the government, because, you know, they fucking suck. But they're at this party, and then Diana, like, passes out of nowhere, right? And then we get a dream. We get a dream sequence. We get a dream sequence of Diana, well, maybe not a dream sequence, it's more flashback, but of Diana fighting Artemis. And this was really cool for me because I wouldn't say Artemis is my favorite Greek god, but the Artemis skin in Fortnite is my favorite skin of all time. So I guess I have a fondness towards her, but I'm a big fan of her design in this aspect. And she asks Artemis, what's going on with Aphrodite? Like, I saw her once and she never came back to me. But a big highlight during this fight is the paneling from Hayden Sherman. I think he's genuinely one of the best artists working right now. There's no one that like can bend panels the way he does and tell stories throughout just the art. And I'm very happy he's on this book. But basically, Artemis didn't know shit about Aphrodite. And then Diana wakes up, and boom, Zatanna's back. We saw some teases of her from the past few issues, but she's back in full force. I believe this is the quote-unquote absolute Suicide Squad, and they're all here to take out Diana. And let me just say this real quick. Both in this issue and the last issue we saw, Absolute Zatanna, she's been like flirting with Diana. And I think, like, she calls her like a cutie like multiple times in this issue. And I think if Kelly Thompson was goated and had some balls, she'd make them like a couple. I'm not, you know, people say getting like queer baited by like Western media is like losing chess to a dog, but this dog knows how to play. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. They look good together, and I think this is another universe, right? We don't have to make all of them the same as they are in the main line. So maybe Diana can have a girlfriend. But anyways, beautiful issue. I'm so excited. This book is so good. Probably either top 1 or top 2 in the Absolute Universe. Number 3 on the list, Bug Wars, the Spider-Witch special. I'll gliz this book for the rest of my days. This is one of the best comic books I've ever read. I've been waiting so long for the special, and it delivered on every single front, dude. This book is so good. I hate the fact that Bug Wars is like, well, I think going forward, only be happening every summer, because I need this like every week, like a manga, dude. This is like insane. But like, anyways, this special has 3 different stories. One, following the events of Bug Wars, following Wista as she goes on her journey to find her girlfriend Algaia, something like that. But she comes across these like fire spiders, which is not something we've seen before. I don't think throughout Bug Wars we've seen many of the spiders with like supernatural powers. It's more been like war focused. But we encounter this one spider lady, and she has like a similar backstory to Wista, that she mated with someone that was forbidden, and they killed her husband and all her babies. So now she's really mad about it, and she uses like fire-based webs. I think they're called cinder spinners. And the entire time I was reading it, I was thinking like, this is like surprisingly similar to Varang from the new Avatar movie, Fire and Ash. Very similar like background and setup and use of like fire. I thought it was really cool. So Wista and this lady have a big fight. Ultimately, Wista makes it out. She continues her journey looking for her girlfriend. But it was I think this story was used to just like show like the mentality of the spider witches. Like, it could be argued that the fire lady did nothing wrong, and she was just like fighting to avenge her lover and children, but the Spider Witches still sent Wista to go assassinate her without even telling Wista the reason. But all that, you know, she comes to turmoil with like why she's still fighting. She's not fighting for the sister. She's not fighting for anyone else. She's just fighting to be with her. Oh, Ageline, I think it's pronounced. Agelen. But that's the first story. And then we find out Ageline is still alive, but she's on the outskirts of the forest fighting the squirrel people, which I think are the next antagonists for the next arc. But the first story was really good. After that, we have another story from the artist from Ultimate Spider-Man, not Kaketo, but the guy who does like the fill-in books. But it's about Wissa encountering a young spider soldier guy trying to prove himself. He got lost from the web, and he encounters like these pirate raider type people, and he bests them. Like, he does good, but once again the spider witches show up, their little clan, and they're like, you're not supposed to be doing all this, and they kill him. And Wissa was like, this is my fault for like getting attached. I think she's struggling with being like more emotional than she was like programmed to be. But anyways, and the third story goes into my goat, Slade Slaymaker, when he first moved into the house, and they were going to assassinate him. There was a whole war. The Spider Witches were going to assassinate him, and then the Roach clan came to defend them because they've just been in the house the whole time. But then as I believe Zyrina is the leader of the Spider Witches attack during this story. She gets like a vision of Slade's future, and she decides not to kill him. And I guess we'll find out in Bug Wars Book 2. And we get a little preview of what's to come. But I had a beautiful time reading this. I'm so excited. Hopefully it starts June? Maybe April? May? I don't know. I love Bug Wars. I'll always blaze it. I won't say Jason Aaron is a perfect writer on certain books, but he's a perfect writer for this book. Next up, we have Assorted Crisis Events from Dennis Camp, issue number 8. I've been reading this online for the past like week and a half, just because I've been trying to catch up to this issue because I've heard very good things about it. And the series the series overall, I like it a lot. I won't say I dislike it in any regard, but it's not a fun read. It's kind of like, I believe the term is misery porn. It's not a good time. You feel sad reading this book. But, you know, sometimes it's good to interact with art that makes us feel bad. But anyways, this issue follows a comic artist that gets stuck within the panels of the book itself. And his life kind of starts falling apart that way. As you can see, he looks over the edge and falls into the gutter, which is like an alternate world with scrap ideas and, you know, like wasted potential, all that type of stuff. And it follows his like life of self-destruction through when he was writing his own comic book. Like, it follows his wife and daughter, and at a certain point he literally goes out of his way to beg us, the reader, me and you, to stop reading. If you stop reading, you get a happy ending. And when I was reading this, I was like, should I stop? Should I stop reading and just let it end halfway through? But nah, I wanted to keep going. So anyways, I kept going, and his wife died. The issue continues with his daughter, now grown up, looking for him, but he's in the gutter. He's nowhere to be found. And the longer you stay in the gutter, the less detailed you become, until you just become a stick figure and an assortment of ideas. He goes through a crisis, if you will. But it all ends up with, it ends with a blank page. Oh, the light's like messing me up. It's a blank white page, and just says, draw me a picture of love. And that's something that comes up throughout the book. I thought that was a really poignant way to end it. But, you know, I like it, but it makes me feel like dog shit. Shout out Dennis Camp, I guess, for doing that to me. Next up, little speed run. We got Infernal Hulk number 3 and Superman 34. Both good issues. Infernal Hulk was fine. It's seeing what Bruce has been up to since being ripped apart from the Hulk. Nick Clean, the main artist for the book, is not on this issue, sadly, but he makes an appearance every now and then. One thing I like about Nick Clean, probably one of my favorite interior artists. But the thing is, it's a problem with this book and Incredible Hulk, the last run by Philip Kennedy Johnson. He's not on like 25% of the issues. When I think the writing of the book is fine, it's cool and all, but I think the art carries it a little, and he's not on it half the time. But he made the nice cover. The issue overall was fine. Next up, Superman 34, DCKO tie-in. We're following Superboy Prime, a Lois Lane Superwoman, and a Superman robot. They're trying to get information to the Time Trapper, and Darkseid's Legion is stopping them. But essentially, this, I think, gripes with Superboy Prime trying to live up to Superman, and him being like downplaying himself in his heroics. Like, I'm not Superman. I'm not doing all this saving stuff. We got a job to do. I'm trying to go back to the tournament, trying to fight people. But at the end of the issue, when Lois and the robot are about to get murked, he shows up to start getting shit done. You know, it's a prime time, baby. And he's really cool. There's a McFarlane toy of him at one of the local comic book shops around me, and I think I want him. I love his design. His suit is so sick. But anyways, yeah. Those are the books from last week. Let's go to the car and get the books from this week. Yeah! Hey y'all, welcome back to the car. Before we get into the books for today, boom, song of the week, Holding by Slayer. I bet you guys probably thought I forgot about it. No, I did not. I thought to sprinkle it in the middle of the video, keep you guys on your damn toes. But shout out Slayer, not to be confused with Slater. Shout out Slater, but Slayer, he's like an underground rapper, and I like the song a lot. It's a good vibe. Leave it if you will, or don't. It's okay too. Anyways, let's talk about some books. I believe I have 5 polls this week. Absolute, Superman, Batman, Night Fight, DCKO Boss Battle, and Ultimate Endgame number 2. Let's talk about some Absolute Superman. I'm excited for this issue. I've said it before, I have not a love-hate relationship with Absolute Superman, but I kind of wish it was a little better than it currently is. But it's not bad by any means. Kal-El is fighting Absolute Hawkman that we've only seen from the Absolute Evil special they did a few months ago. And I'm excited. Juan Ferrer is still on the art. We love Juan Ferrer around here. I don't know. I'm just skeptical for the new arc, I would say. I don't think it'll be bad or anything, but I'm staying frosty. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, you know. I said it earlier in the video, I love Jason Aaron's work on Bug Wars, but he can be a little iffy on this book. But that's enough about that. Let's talk about Batman number 6, I believe. Last issue of the trade. Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez. I'll be completely honest, I kind of already know what happens throughout like half of this issue, because 1, they released preview pages, and 2, it picks off right after the last issue, so there's already some lead up there. And also there was a Jim Lee variant about Tim Drake leaving the mantle of Robin, and I was skeptical if that was actually going to happen in this issue, but once again I was spoiled on mine, and I see something of the sort happens. So I guess we'll see what happens. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Loving this run so far. I think in one of the solicitations they released, Mr. Jimenez is not going to be on one of the issues, which is sad because I think he fits really well with the series. I think I forgot what artists they have for that fill-in issue, but I won't be as hyped for it as I usually am. Moving on the topic of Batman, we have our final and fourth issue of DCKO Night Fight. Batman is fighting his son Damian Wayne. This one's different from the other issues because everything about Damian's world is like kind of perfect. Like Damian solved the problem of Gotham. Oh my god! And he has a son. Little Alfred, named after Alfred. And I don't think there's definitely been like bad Future comics before, but I don't think they've ever done one where Bruce is a grandfather, specifically from Damian's kid. So it was nice to see. There's one panel, I'll see if I can throw it up, of Bruce and Alfred watching some Dragon Ball. I thought that was really funny. Really funny moment. Shout out Dan Mora, shout out Dragon Ball. But I'll be completely honest, I read this whole issue yesterday when I stopped by the shop because I did not want to be spoiled, and I liked it a lot. This whole issue, this whole series of Night Fight has been really fun and really good, like introspective work of Batman and his four sons. But I'm very happy that they're also sprinkling in other people of the Bat family. This is not really a spoiler for this issue, but in the last issue we saw grown-up Duke, grown-up Steph, grown-up Cass, Azrael, you know, the whole Bat family, older than like we've ever seen them. It was really cool. We'll get more of that in this issue. The ending was really cool. I won't get into it now because I don't know how many people have actually read the issue, but DCKO as a whole has been very cool, and I'm excited to see where it goes after this. Once again, on the topic of DCKO, we have the boss special, the boss battle special. This is the one they announced at Comic-Con. I don't know if it's San Diego or New York, but basically something happens in the tournament, and now all the heroes have to fight people from different universes, non-DC people. So I'm pretty sure it includes Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, Red Sonja from Red Sonja, Vampirella, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think Annabelle is here for some reason. The bear from something beneath the trees. It's like an indie book that a lot of people like. And I feel like there's one in Homelander from The Boys. Yeah. I'm excited. It could be argued that this is a like cameo fest, and it's slot brain, and it's not adding much to the story of DCKO in itself. But at the same time, I'm not totally immune to being panderized to. Sometimes I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Sometimes you just need a good amount of brain around. Just turn off the brain a little bit to have some fun. So I guess I'm excited for that. We'll see how it goes. I was hoping they had some cool variants, but they did not. So, they do, but I didn't like any of them. So I'm just going with the 8-cover. And the final issue I'm buying today is Ultimate Endgame number 2. The Ultimate Universe has been doing some very weird stuff lately, because it was announced that it was going to end with Ultimate Endgame, and then they announced like the ultimate finale, I think it was like a one-shot afterwards. But then they're doing another thing called Ultimate Impact Reborn with Miles Morales, and it feels like they're ending the universe, but they still want it to go on because it makes them a lot of money. It's like the most popular books that people buy, and everything else coming out of Marvel is kind of butt. But back to Endgame itself, it's been good so far. I liked the ending of the last issue where it was revealed that the whole city is the Maker. Like, they were trying to find the Maker the whole time, but he is the city. Like, he's evolved into the city, and I'm excited to see where that plot point goes in this issue. But I think that is it for the polls. If I see anything cool at the shop, I'll let you guys know. Until then, bye. Hey everybody. We all know the rules by now. I'm back at the Comic Collection, Benton Salem, Pennsylvania. If you're ever in the area, stop by, say hello to Mr. Dave. Now, everyone's favorite segment of the video, please excuse my voice, I am a little sick, but let's go over the books from this week. Starting off, we have Avengers. I think this is a big legacy issue, it's issue 35. We have a DNA color bleed variant. Didn't pick it up, but I love DNA, and I try to get as many of his variants as I can. Next up, we got Batgirl with her father, Batman, and a nice Jim Lee variant. I guess Tim Drake is quitting the mantle of Robin. Some could argue that's a good thing, but I will keep my opinions on that man to myself. Besides that, look at this beautiful Batcat variant. Next, we have some Conan. I don't plan to read Conan anytime soon. That shit is like, what did they call it? It's Encore. That shit's for like 45-year-old comic fans that have been reading it since the 80s. I'm not touching that. The thing that caught my eye was this first issue of Dork, mostly because of the Jorge Corona cover, but it seemed fun. I don't read that many like fantasy comics because I read a lot of like fantasy manga, but maybe I'll check it out one day. I stopped to check out this Danny Warren Johnson variant for the DC X AEW thing. If it was WWE and I recognized some of the people, maybe I would have bought it, but I don't know shit about AEW. I know it's popular these days and it's like competing with WWE, but that was not coming with me. I got better things to buy this week. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the channel, but the amount of crossover books Godzilla has with DC and Marvel is kind of ridiculous. It's the most like slop-brained thing I can think of. I know I use that term a lot, but it's like ridiculous. After that, I saw a nice cover for Absolute Martian Manhunter and the first issue for Nice House by the Sea. I know it started off as a mini back at DC Black Label, but now the Vertigo's back. They're bringing it back as, I think, an ongoing. I don't know if it might be just another mini, but I've heard very good things, so I think I'll read the first trade online and keep up with it. This was a very pleasant surprise. This is a Sage from Sonic Frontiers, and it was nice seeing her. I forgot they're still kind of making Sonic comics, and I guess there are canon to Frontiers, but shout out to Sonic, shout out to Sonic Frontiers. Great soundtrack, great game. Best 7 out of 10 game of all time. Moving on to the new issue of Absolute Superman. This is my first time seeing the Mahmoud Asrar cover in color, and I thought it was cool, but it's supposed to be his cape, and his cape's supposed to be red, but it kind of looked like he was just flying around with a bunch of cheese. But besides that, we have the Superman Chains of Love special with Livewire, and I think Prankster? Oh no, Creeper. It says Creeper down there. Livewire is cool. I don't know much about her. I might pick this up another day at the shop if I hear good things about it. I checked some reviews on The League. We have another issue of Amazing Spider-Man with the DNA color bleed. I believe he's doing like a whole series of them over at Marvel, and I'm not the biggest Marvel guy these days. I wish he would do them at DC. Womp womp. Here comes the worst book in the Ultimate line, Ultimate Wolverine. They gave him a skin in Rivals recently, and that's cool and all, but they should pick skins from better comic books. And speaking of Rivals, we got this beautiful Rogue cover. Shout out Rogue. And speaking of Rivals again, we have a new book, Magic and Colossus #1. Everyone knows I'm a big Magic fan, but I absolutely despise Colossus. That man is a pedophile, and I don't mess with him at all, so I will not be picking up this book. And besides that, we have Storm and some Superman, Spider-Man.
Hey everybody, I had some extra time, so I was like, why not just go around and look for some One Piece packs, you know? Everyone's a gambler for some card game, and mine is One Piece. So we're at Walmart, and I guess we'll see what they got. See you guys inside.
Well, that was a bust. Lucky for me. There's a Target. There is a Target right around here. So
Let's see if there's some One Piece at Target.
Hey guys, we're back at my house. There was nothing at Walmart or Target. No One Piece anywhere. This is a message to all the One Piece scalpers out there. Please leave us alone. Go back to Pokemon, please. I can't. I just want to buy my cards in peace. We don't need this over here. We're a nice little community. Half of us don't know how to play the game, but that applies to every card game there is. Please leave us alone. I'm trying to buy One Piece when I can. God. Anyways, I'm home. I got my books. Let's go over what I got real quick. Starting off, Absolute Superman. Number 16. No variant today. Batman. Number 6. Once again, no variant. Excited to get into this one. On the theme of Batman, DCKO, Night Fight. Final and 4th issue, Shadow Damian Wayne. No variant once again. DCKO, boss battle. We'll see how this goes. I took a quick gander at the League of Comic Geeks. The reviews have been mixed so far, so I guess we'll find out. And my only Marvel book, Ultimate Endgame. I went with the variant. Don't know the artist, but I'm a big fan of Doom in this universe. I think they did him really cool. So I'm with this one. But that's about it. I'll tell you guys something. I tried making like a different video, I think 2 days ago. I was gonna do like a reading log, like everything I read in January type video. I don't know if that video is ever gonna see the light of day. Maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll try and do another one next month, but I didn't like how it came out. So, as me and the other members of the Feelers get to say, it's going to the Patreon. But that is it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. I enjoyed going to buy comic books as I do every week. But yeah, stay safe, be kind, read more comics, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye, 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 bye.